When I was a child, when we're all children, but specifically when I was a child, I had dreams. I had things I wanted to accomplish when I was little. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I think that happens for a lot of young boys, but I wanted to play football for Nebraska. As I grew older, those desires changed. I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and I committed a lot of time to that. But with life and being young and dreaming and wanting to accomplish things, we lose sight of that as we get older, and I did, really, because life doesn't, you don't get prepared for what life throws at you. You can, for me, I wanted to be a soccer player. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to do all these things, my plans, the way I wanted my life to go. The problem with that is what happens to us, the circumstances that can change it, that are going to happen. And that's what happened to me. I put my purpose, I put my identity in the things that I was doing, not who I was on the inside. So I would put a lot of purpose and identity into sports. And when things didn't go well, when we'd lose, I was depressed severely. When I didn't get a good grade on the college exam, or if I had no motivation to show up, I was a failure. Putting my identity and purpose into things like that, into relationships, is going to set me up for failure, because I'm putting who I am into something I can't control, into something that is going to let me down. And there's a point in my life where everything does happen for a reason. But there's a point in my life when I could control literally nothing, and I lost who I was and what my purpose was. Those feelings of hopelessness, those feelings of despair, they're not forever. And people that are going through mental health need to understand that, because it does feel like forever sometimes. It feels like when we hit those stages that life's just not going to get better. And there are things that seem more attractive, as terrible as it is to say, death seems more attractive. You start thinking those thoughts, and at first they might not mean anything, but as you ruminate on them, as you allow them to take hold in you, they're going to look more attractive. And, why not? You start asking yourself that question. What purpose am I doing here? Am I helping anybody? Am I just a burden to everybody? Would it be better if I was just gone? Life would be so much easier if I didn't have to worry about anything. If people didn't have to say, oh, he's still here, she's still here. Those are the thoughts that go through people's minds when they have these suicide ideation or anything that has to do with that. Any mental health can lead to that. So, my life, when I was a kid, started out dreaming big things. As you get older, as life happens to you, circumstances change. You forget what those dreams are. And sometimes those dreams start becoming nightmares, where instead of looking forward to each day, you wake up and you don't really want to face the day. You lose everything. You lose who you are. You lose what you want to do with your life. You're just existing at that point. And that's where I was at. I've gone from being a fairly successful person to having very, very little. I've lost my dad to suicide. I've been bankrupt. I've lost a business. I've hurt my kids, my wife. I've done all the things that could just put me into this terrible hole. And my identity and all of that was lost. And I know that other people have had similar situations happen where they're just going through life and they don't know who they are. They don't know what to do. They're just merely surviving. For a period, that's okay to just survive, but it can't go on forever. And you're going to hit that period where I did, where life just does not seem livable anymore. You don't want to be here anymore. We can't have that happen. You can't have that happen. I'm going to let you know right now that you do matter, that you have a purpose. Don't give up. I almost gave up. The key word to that is almost. I don't want to spend too much time on my past, because my past is everything that happened to me that I allowed to just put me into this horribly depressed, very, very bad state of mind. And I lived there forever. I was miserable. I was cynical. Nobody really wanted to be around me. My turning point was very recently, and a lot of you know about this, some of you don't. there was something I saw on social media, and this is kind of where I was at, where I can't take credit for this, but somebody once said, I didn't want to end my life. I didn't want to take my own life, but I wanted my life as I knew it to end. That makes a lot of sense, because when you take mental illness with thoughts of suicide ideation or taking your life, and you couple that with just wanting your circumstances to end and wanting all these things to end with some sort of intrusive and impulsive decisions, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's how a lot of people can end up ending their lives. You hear all the time when people, that have survived jumping off a bridge, they immediately regretted it the minute they left the rail. And I think a lot of those impulsive decisions just lead us to there. So I have gone from a man that has been completely hopeless and in despair and just not wanting to be here, to where now I know what my identity is. I know what my purpose is. And it's not anything that I can point to like I used to. Like, I don't have an identity in sports. I don't have an identity in my job. My identity is in Jesus. For others, it might be something else. And I'm going to, if what I said about Jesus turns you off to this, just hear me out. My identity, who I am, how I'm built, I know is through God. And that's it. And everything I do points to Him. However, I will not discount anybody that doesn't have the same belief as me. I will not do that. I'm here to help everybody. Everybody goes through a different situation, different walk of life. But when we're all feeling these feelings that hit us hard, that have to do with mental illness, I'm here for you. You shouldn't have to do that alone. And just because Jesus works for me, believing in God works for me, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. I'm not gonna step away from that. I'm not gonna step away from you just because of that. I'm gonna be here to help you. I can relate to you. I can help you. My life has gone from hopelessness and despair to hope and a future. And I want the same for you. My boys have had to watch me struggle. They almost watched their dad die to suicide. They almost did. I was headed to that path. And even though my boys are going to have some trauma from seeing some of the things they've had to see, they're going to know that they have a dad that pushed through, that they have a dad that didn't allow that to end him, because he wants to be better for them. And that's what I want. I want to be a better person for my boys, for my family. I want to help others. I want to take what the enemy absolutely wanted to destroy me with, and I want to use it for good. Because I was at that point where I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want anything to do with any of this. And I'm a new man now. I've put to bed everything in the past that has taken me down, and I've dealt with it. I can't change it, but I can push forward, learn from those mistakes, from everything that held me down, and I can push forward. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm here to help people. That's it. I want to, for any of you analytic nerds out there like me, I want to be a -1 standard deviation from the mean when it comes to people losing their life to suicide or losing their life because of mental illness. You thought you wouldn't use statistics in life. Here we are, using statistics in life. I want to be -1 every single day, to where that mean slowly comes down. And I want to help people do that. So don't give up. Don't quit. Life may seem hopeless, but it's not. There's people around you that care for you, that love you, that want you to be here. And I want you to be here. I've been where you're at. If you're at that point, it's not hopeless. There is help. Reach out for help. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, help is good. Life is hard enough. We're not going to know how to live this life perfectly. School doesn't teach this. Careers don't teach you this. But other people around you can help you figure out how to get better. That's what I want to do. I'm going to sacrifice my privacy to help others. And if you want to join me on this journey of how this is helping me, I'm very humbled by that. And I just want to help one person. That's it. So my story's gone from almost wanting to be, or almost dying, to now I want to keep people from that. I want to keep people from thinking that's the end option. And that's not. That may seem like the easy option, but you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. I love you. Your family loves you. If you don't have any family, your friends love you. There's people in your life that want you here. So as you're watching this, as you are looking for something hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is your sign that life is going to get better, one step at a time. We're going to do this together. All right? So this is who I am. This is what I've been through. And as I continue to do things and post about things, there's going to be some things that are going to be rougher. There's going to be some things that are going to be realizations, but we're on this journey together, and well, that's just how it's going to be. So everybody, let's do this together, okay? Let's be real with each other. Let's be real with ourselves. Be very empathetic and loving towards one another, spreading kindness, not hate, and just realize that we're all unique and we're all on this journey of life, and let's just help each other do it.